Postdoc Transformation. Postdoc Transformation. Postdoc Transformation. Invest in your postdoc transformation. Welcome to the seasonal show for scientists leaping into business. In every sponsored episode, we are happy to recommend employers of choice for you. Make sure to check your readiness to leap out of science with us for free, as linked in the show notes. For your career transition, we offer customized career transition e-courses and memberships also at graduate schools all over the world. Maybe yours too. And if your university isn't yet our customer, enroll in your free email course for career transition made simple, as linked in the show notes. I'm your host, Professor Dr. Eleonore Soei-Winkels, with my team who is rooting for you. And let's build your postdoc transformation with this episode. Dear postdoc transformers, this is a very special episode because I am today interviewing one of my mentors who I absolutely admire as a leadership role model. I met Pamela Maruschke at Accenture at an occasion where we prepared the International Women's Day. She introduced herself as the granny on the block because we were all new to the company, but she came as a managing director because she had the experience at IBM as a partner. Today, she is a managing director at Slalom, and please listen until the end of this interview because I believe that she will be talking about her 4-day week at Slalom because of her social responsibilities, and she is a mentor. I can't wait to hear about what she has created for her own life according to her values. And for that, Pamela Maruschke is really a role model for myself. When I was young, she spontaneously also mentored me when I felt down in my career. When she left the company, she reached out to me and sent me her mobile phone number. And that time when I got that message and was like, Pamela Maruschke remembers my name? And that really is so special. She embodies the type of leader that I want to be. I can't wait, Pam, to share my stage with you. Welcome to the Postdoc Transformation Show, the show for scientists leaping into business.
Thanks so much, Ellie. I'm really honored to be here today, and thanks a lot for inviting me to your podcast. I'm also embarrassed about the things that you said about me because I don't think that I'm really that special. I care about people. That's the most important thing, and I want to see them grow on their career and as well on the personal side. Introducing myself, I'm Pamela Maruschke. As Ellie already said, I studied business information systems over 25 years ago already, and I always loved the mixture between business and technology and bring that all together and just as well prove that technology is also something for women. I traveled a lot. I've been 14 months in Russia, as well as 10 months in South Africa for short time assignments, and I really loved it. Since 2022, I'm with Slalom and I'm leading the business advisory services with a team of 23 people. And in my team, we cover all aspects of organizational change, digital transformation, customer experiences, and as well overall program management. For the ones who do not know Slalom, we are a global business and technology consultancy company. We grow organically in 45 offices in 8 countries. And we are in the German market since October 2022. And the overall global revenue is 3 billion. We have thousands of customers and they really love to work with us because we always bring our heart and soul on the projects.
So talking about your industry, you are in high tech and telecommunication, and you've seen a lot of the world. And from your experience, can you let us, the scientists leaping into business, know how your industry has been impacted by recent global events?
Whenever I talk about the industry, like consulting in the technology industry, for the global events that we've seen recently, there has been a lot of challenges. And then on the other side, a lot of opportunities. We needed to adapt new ways of working. as well with our clients. That means we needed to find a way, how do we do the workshops in a different way, because we were not on site anymore. We were not allowed to travel. As you said, you met me. There is no meeting. That means you need to ensure that you build a relationship with people remotely via video. And it's not that easy. At least for me, it was I'm a very in-person person. Like, I want to see people. I want to kind of still do the hugging and the handshaking and things like that. For me, it was really kind of weird to build relationships with your clients in a virtual way. Then with the global events, the crisis management was just something new, and doing more a resilient consulting. That means you needed to work with your clients because they were seeking guidance on how to navigate through these challenges and how to just like change their priorities as well and adapt their strategies and build as well resilience for whatever comes as well in the future. I think that's what we've seen. And for us as consultants, it was a challenge on one side, but then on the other side, as clients needed help, it was for us as well a super opportunity to position ourselves and support them on their next steps, and bringing in as well our expertise, supporting them on their digital transformations, bringing in more technology, understand that their people need as well support on how to handle the situation from the home office, because as a consultant we got used to work remote as well, be at the home office every once in a while. For some of the other clients, they've never worked in home offices, and that means being at home and in challenge to say, okay, do I need to do the laundry now, or can I do the meeting? Is it allowed? What's allowed in the home office or not? How do I get myself organized in a remote way? That was just a huge challenge. And for us, it was just an opportunity to train and conduct trainings as well, and how to be successful still remotely. And it worked out.
And I can absolutely attest to that. The years at Accenture had really changed my way of working, in the sense that I learned how to organize myself working from home, and then the leap into lecturing from home with 2 kids at home, doing all the things that you have to do when you have a kid with diapers and the other one 5-year-old and wanting to prepare for a primary school. That really was a challenge for me, and I was so glad that I had this Accenture experience, because as someone who is loving using technology for work, that was really a good time. And I think that we had to step up. And once you have determined your readiness to leap and want to transition into business or industries, then you can enroll in your free email course with 10 actionable, bingeable email lessons until you start your job in business. You'll get 10 emails like this. Number 1, how to leap out of science. Number 2, how to build your sustainable LinkedIn profile. Number 3, how to read social media and network. Number 4, how to research your favorite jobs and employers. Number 5, how to do informational interviews to get insights. Number 6, how to create your customized applications with ChatGPT. Number 7, how to prepare your thesis from a business point of view. Number 8, how to apply to your favorite employers. Number 9, how to choose the right job offer. Number 10, how to prepare for your new job. When you look at skills and experience in your high-tech telecommunication industry, what are specific skills or certifications needed that are essential for a success?
As I said before, it's have the empathy and be a good listener. It's one thing in consulting, because you can bring a lot of experience, but if you don't really listen to the client, the vision, what is his mission, why is he calling you, why do you sit there? I think if you do not really care about that, it doesn't help. Therefore, this listening, really listen and not just knowing, this is something quite key. You need to be interested as well in solving problems, what you hear, where are the challenges and for the client, and analyze as well the complex problems he might have or she might have on the table. I think this is something. Analytical skills, whenever you get data from the client, can you interpret it in the way that it's required, that you just like ensure that you make informed decisions for them or good recommendations as well? Communication skills, like talking to your client, adapting your language towards the client and aligning on the language as well, because you can use a lot of language that is not really understood by your client. And then the client would sit there and would say, like, I don't really know what she's asking for. And that happens. If you go to the client side and there are the blue workers, you need to just align your language towards a blue worker as well if you want to understand the process. And you need to be open. And that comes back to the empathy that you need to bring to the table. You need to have the leadership skills. You need to work in teams. If you're a leader, you need to be interested in your people. You need to understand where are their values, strengths, and weaknesses. And you need to as well see, how do you train them and prepare them for the future, whatever the future will bring you. Be open as well. If they want to leave, let them leave and just like conquer the world. It's something, you can't just keep your people always for yourself. With your clients, with your colleagues, with people as well, and experts on the market, being capable to do that. That's also one of the things. There are probably 10, 12 that you should have as a consultant, but these are the things that I see most. And be open as well, be open for something new. It's not our daily work always changes because there is a new request from the client popping in. You just need to run. You need to care about it. You need to solve it. And it's not that you can only have like one ball in the air. You need to kind of maneuver a few balls in the air and still be successful on a day.
Thank you for this answer. When it comes to having many balls in the air, it really is sort of like understanding where the client is, in what stage he is or she is, the client, the company that you are serving, if it's a production side like a plant, or if it's a white collar company that wants to change the ways of working in the office, that has a lot of topics that are domains where a consultant needs to be experienced at or at least skilled. So when we're talking about the latest developments in your industry, how can you stay up to date? Is there any tip that you have for a new scientist leaping into business or for consultants who are already seasoned? How do you stay up to date with the latest developments so that for every client request, you feel equipped to deliver the right guidance?
Yeah. I think, embrace a mindset of long life learning. I think this continuous learning is key. You can learn out of different ways. You can be at conference as well, doing workshops, webinars, just like use online e-learning trainings, talk to your experts, find the people who you admire, where you think that, they're really experts, building the network there as well with them and like just learn from them, because learning is not just something that you do in the back. It's also something that you do together and learn on a daily business as well from the colleagues, where you said, wow, that was kind of a conflict situation and that was really handled in a proper way. I think this is on one side, the real industry specific and technology changes that are ongoing in the market. And then on the other side, having a mindset as well on your personal development, taking care of that, really take care of yourself, reflect yourself, because also over the years and with the ranks you might envision and with the higher positions, you might lose just the connection to the ground as well every once in a while, and ensure that this won't happen and get the feedback as well. Actively seek for feedback. How you doing, even as a managing director? This is something that is quite key, and I'm happy that I just got some feedback, which was for me something where I need to work on. And it's great to hear that. Of course, nobody is probably perfect in getting the feedback where you say like, it's weird because I thought that I'm doing that quite well and I'm reachable. And sometimes you're in a daily business and you don't have time for your talents, for all the talents. in an equal way. And therefore, that's where you need to focus on. And this is one thing. And stay really informed about new technologies. For instance, we all talk about ChatGPT and all the AI activities. It's just, this is a huge topic, and it won't be just a cold that will be gone in 2 years. It will stay with us.
From episode 1 and counting, I have proudly hosted all our Postdoc Transformation Show episodes on Podbean. As a former IT strategy consultant, I have high requirements on my tech stack, and Podbean is my perfect fit for a podcast host. If you want to create your own individual podcast or one for, internal upskilling and communications within a company, DM or email me Podbean so I can share my experience and consult you. You can also use my affiliate links for perks launching your own podcast with Podbean. Are you wondering how I do my videos and my podcast in my spare time? Well, Descript is the video and audio editor that I use, and I wish I had since day one of my Postdoc Transformation Show. Descript's AI-powered features make it really easy for me to create branded, long-form and short-form content for my TikTok, Instagram, Pinterest, X, Threads, YouTube, LinkedIn game, and whatever it is. Since my first remote interview with international guests from all over the place, I fell in love with their newly acquired Squadcast feature. So all English interviews are transcribed with high accuracy despite the different accents of my guests, mine including. And best of all, I am editing words and not sound waves. They are constantly building new AI-powered features which have helped me to efficiently and effectively promote my business, Postdoc Transformation, and that's so invaluable as a working mom and active professor. So check it out with my affiliate link in the show notes for launching your own podcast, video show, or even B2B for your internal communication. You talked about lessons that you have learned from feedback, working with people who see you from a different perspective. I can assure you that I'm one of those who were at the ground, sort of like the young talents, and whatever you have experienced there is probably just one voice. Like I said in the introduction, that handout to understand the personal development and the personal values and etc. I haven't seen this from another leader. I have seen many leaders, many managing directors, many partners who did not do it. Who probably just did 1 or 10% maybe. So that's one voice, and I'm sure there will be other voices as well. You cannot, like I said, nobody is perfect. And it always is a question sort of like of also the personal bandwidth at the moment. And I think that we'll be also talking about the 4-day week where you have sort of like prioritized maybe something in your own personal life that maybe also has an impact on how you are working with other people. But when I see that from hindsight, I can say that relationships with people at work evolve over time. And there are some time windows where I don't need someone. And then there are time windows where I need someone. When I did reach out to you, you always had time. So that's my feedback for you live in the show.
Oh, right. I'm really embarrassed about what you say about me. And the thing is, I love that we are still in contact over more than 12 years now. And I think it's just amazing that we still, and that comes back to the thing, key is keeping the network, keeping the relationship, know who is doing what. And even if you're not in the same company anymore, just like find your candidates and the kind of mates, where you feel related to, and that will help you as well in the future. And it's just, I think it's like both ways. What you've done is just amazing. Your success now with the Postdoc Transformation Show, it's just amazing, and I'm proud to know you as well.
Okay, so this interview is not about me, but instead I'll loop back to what you just said about ChatGPT. And now that I have someone with an IT background, what is your take on ethical considerations AI?
All the AI discussions, it's just huge in the market. There is not even one day where I'm not talking on the one or other side about an AI or using it as well. There are a lot of clients outside who want to understand what is the impact on their organization. We have lots of discussions with workers' councils. We have discussions with people who say, like, is it really something that will stay there, or is it something which is kind of just the cold? It will impact our daily work life and private life. I do understand that people are scared about what will happen in the future, but I do see that there is a big chance as well where we all can work more effective in the future. We can use the technology in a way that it's really good for us. Yeah. Of course, there are considerations. What are the data that are used? How do you set up the data in a proper way? That's also a big topic where we are consulting our clients on. The technology is one thing, but having the right data available and interpreting the data in a proper way and providing the data to the ones that should have this information. I think this is just a topic that it's just huge. Yeah. And I understand the concerns, but I love as well, the positive sides and be more effective and, seeing that the world will change. And I'm really looking forward in which direction, because everybody has some ideas. We all have some use cases in our heads, probably.
Thank you, Pam. And I absolutely agree. I cannot think about doing my podcast without AI. The solo episodes I've recorded myself and the content is all mine, but it takes a long time to prepare all the solo episodes. But the moment when I saw that content is quite cheap, then I can ask ChatGPT, but I don't want to ask just a conglomeration of all people's knowledge within the internet. But instead, I want to understand how real people have done in industries or real voices. And I think that that kind of information, that kind of sharing of the experience, etc., will rise in the future. And using AI to sort of like transcribe and create social media clips and whatever, then of course will help me to sort of like get back the time that I have invested in finding the right people like you to interview, but also to work on the assets that we create for the Postdoc Transformation show. So I think that from a production process, streamlining effort, I cannot think without AI anymore, because that really is a huge difference, and that really helps me to be more productive at the end of the day. And now it's time to thank company ABC, who sponsors this episode of the Postdoc Transformation Show. I would now be reading the company's answers to one of 6 bold questions so that you can choose to apply. For example, number 1, describe your most valuable experts versus leaders in your company. Have they typically earned a doctor title? Number 2, for which of your company roles or units do you encourage somebody with a doctor title to apply? Number 3, how would you describe your organizational culture in which your most valuable experts and leaders thrive in? To nominate an employer of choice so that we can ask our informative bold questions, let us know via the click on the link. If you are a company representative, like in recruiting and employer branding, and now you want your company to be highlighted as an employer of choice for our audience, you can become a sponsor of a dedicated Postdoc Transformation show episode. Just click on the link in the show notes. And now, back to the Postdoc Transformation episode. But now, when we're talking about your industry, the consulting industry, but also the high-tech and telecommunication, are there any misconceptions that you see job applicants have?
I think if you're working in a consultancy, and if you're a consultant, there is like, on one side, the positive thing is like consultants know everything, yeah, which is like, yes, I think in general, we do have a huge pool of information, and there are quite experienced people who also know a lot, yeah, but we don't really have all the answers. But the thing is that we have the connection to experts. We have a network within the company. We do have enough information just to support in different ways. I think some of the misconceptions is as well, they are just like working in a theory. They don't have any actual practical experiences. And that's quite interesting if you see that, when you are, and I come back to the example of being in a plant and in a production site, and if you're there and you talk to a blue worker, they're quite scared because whenever a consultancy is at the production site, they think they cause job losses. Whenever they are there, everything will be automated. And then, they're losing their job and they don't really understand what we're doing. And it's interesting because some of us already worked in the production sites. They worked shifts, they do have some experience as well and can align to the language. And that's why, then, they don't really understand that. As soon as you align to their language, as soon as you know that, I've done that job already a few times, it's interesting to see how it changes, and then the conception of consultants is a bit different. But it's not of course, it's not there for everybody and not for all the consultants. But it's just this kind of fear of job loss. Then consultants are only focusing on their financial goals and financial outcomes. They are just reducing the budget whenever they are there. These are some of the topics that are there, and consultants only for big clients. They're only there for big companies, for big enterprise clients, but not really for the mid-market. And if I look into the German market, the mid-market is quite big, and we call it as well the gold mid-market. And there are quite a lot of companies who also have consultants in place and need them as well for the future growth and for some of the transformations they have on place. I think another misconception probably is consultants are only required if there is a crisis, and it's not the case. It's just something where I would say no. Consultants always help you already in developing the next generation of technology initiatives that you need to have, of supporting you on your vision and your strategy, how to deal with the clients in the future, how to position yourself whenever you go and move towards the cloud, what is required there, how do you need to set up your company in a different way. There are lots of pros.
Thank you, Pam, for this vast array of misconception, but also advantages of being in consulting. And I just want to pick out one of the things, because that is really important also for my own bachelor and master students, because I'm a professor for industrial and occupational psychology. I'm also teaching, business psychology. And in that topic, I'm talking about analysis of work and also reorganizing your work. And I always tell my students, you have to analyze your work not when is there a crisis, but instead you have to also reassess your opportunities when it's going well, because then you have the budget, then you have the energy, then you still have options. When you are standing with the back to the wall, then you just have one way forward. But instead, if you're looking at it from a different perspective of everything goes well, is there anything that we can change? Are there any other opportunities that we can now figure out so that we have a pipeline to prepare? Then you don't need to work out a solution panically. And then you don't also have to fear that it's not working out. Mm-hmm. When I teach my students job crafting their own way, their own career aspirations, I always try to make them see that they are the creators of their own opportunities, not crisis managers. So now I want to look at your own career aspirations, because I've been talking about career aspirations of my audience. Do you want to share them?
I just joined in 2022 at Slalom, and therefore for me it's just key to further position Slalom in the German-speaking countries, and then as well grow with the accounts and with my global team and the global peers together, grow the business for Slalom in general. Looking into the German market, we at Slalom Germany, we are very proud that we just received 3 awards for the Great Place to Work. We got the rank number 2 in the list of best employees in consulting in Germany in the category of 50 to 250 employees. Then we also got number 3 and best employees in Germany in that category. And in Bavaria, in the region Bavaria, we even were ranked as number 1 as best employees. And we are so proud about that because for us in Slalom, awards are quite important because we get anonymous feedback from our employees, and that's quite key. And with that result, we came from 0. And this position in the German market, it's so amazing. And we're so proud about that.
Pam, I can certainly hear and I know that you care a lot about your team members. I'm just curious, what is your main driver that makes you a great people developer?
Looking into the next generation leaders, develop the next generation leaders, because it's also a passion, because I'm 51 years old. That means, I'm more in the last years of my big career, and therefore it's more like moving the next generation in the right spots, growing them, and and do as well interesting projects with the team, get them skilled, get them motivated and inspired on what's there as a consultant on the market, because I love consulting. I joined in 2004 as a consultant, and before that I worked in the technology space.
Hey, postdoc transformer, are you curious to ask professors, principal investigators, visiting scientists, postdocs, PhD students, and candidates some in-depth life and career guiding questions? But it feels cringe, so you end up not asking? Buy our postdoc transformation card game to have more fun and valuable insights in your journal club, lab, and mentoring meetings, lab rotations, during conferences, panels, and breaks at the Mensa. You'll get 10 intriguing mentoring questions per career level. So 10 for PhD students, 10 for postdocs, 10 for professors, 10 for parental scientists, underprivileged and underrepresented and underserved scientists. Check them out with our discount coupon on the Postdoc Transformation shop, linked on postdoctransformation.com.
Consulting, it's just amazing, and I probably will stay there. And then in addition, what I could imagine is having a role on a supervisory board in parallel to my existing job right now, getting a seat in the technology or digital transformation areas of a company, because I do still see that there are not that many jobs in general for the supervisory board in that area, and especially not that many women. And I want to just use as well the flag of being a woman in a supervisory board in the technology space. That's key. And I think in general also motivate people to think about their career, doing further on mentoring, coaching, and because I do believe that there is a super interesting talent pool outside, and it's great to see them grow.
Talking about growth, when you are looking at the C-suite level, from your perspective within the industry of consulting, do you think that the industry is diverse and inclusive already regarding all the diversity aspects, like age, like neurodiversity, educational background, the nationality, gender, sexual preferences, or religions? Do you think that it really is inclusive? I have my 2 cents on that, but I want to know yours, because you've seen more in this industry from many more places and also many more power levels.
I think I can't speak about the whole industry and all the markets. I can say that Slalom is quite diverse and very inclusive, and that's actually also the reason why I joined. In the consulting industry in general, and as well as many other industries, there has been progress in the recent years towards more diversity and inclusive activities. However, I think we are still not there where we should be. I think it's quite clear. The need is understood, and it's especially in the consulting, they reprioritized a few activities and they recognized as well the importance of diversity and inclusion, driving more innovation as well as creativity, and just have everybody can have a seat at the table. And therefore, I do see lots of initiatives in the different consultancies, but I also see it at the client side, I have to say, because we are quite often called in at client sides on what kind of, what are you doing to attract more talent? And it's not just the women initiatives, it's also the racial, it's the ethnic minorities that are taken care of, and the individuals from diverse socioeconomic backgrounds. It's just the whole spectrum, and the variety of diversity is seen. And we often called in to support them on their initiatives, and or at least provide some ideas on how can they improve as well their numbers as well. And I'm not happy where we are, I would say, from a global perspective, but it's just, I think we're still on the way. It's still a journey. And we can probably expect more in the future as well.
I would say it's hopeful for every scientist,
Oh, yeah.
because what you have seen in the industry is what I see in reality in industries for many years. But the perspective is even worse in academia. So everything that you have said is there is nothing like that in academia. Remember, you are a postdoc transformer. You are highly intelligent, well-educated, a bachelor, master, and maybe you have already your doctor under your belt, or you are a postdoc. You are internationally experienced, fluent in English, a leader and expert in your prior research field. You're resilient, brilliant in adaptation and problem solving. You are eager to bring in the transferable and monetizable skills needed in many companies to embrace the future and to become or remain an innovator in their markets. So when we're talking about scientists who want to leap into industries or business, do you think that consulting is a great place to start the industry journey, or is it less receptive of career transitions?
What I can only say is that the consultancies are open for career transitioners. If you bring in your skill set, if you're open to learn from different industries, if you're open to learn more methodologies on how to align on a project, how to set up a new customer journey, for instance, how to understand and interpret data, how you apply technology. There are so many things, and I think as an academic person, you always proved already that you can go through material that is probably not always the best strength of yourself and always fun. And sometimes you just learn to get yourself through quite complex documents and projects as well. And therefore, whenever you apply to a consultancy, understand within your network how the company ticks, if that fits to you as well personally, because I think the theory is always clear, but the problem is, does it really fit into your way of working? Does it fit to you? And looking into some of the scientists, most of you are very proud of your doctor's title, and it could be that your title is not really the biggest thing. It's your personal interaction, it's your personality, it's your way how to deal with the people and how to deal with complex situations. And therefore, forget about the title. Find something for you that really gives you the chance to grow.
These last 2 minutes are really important. If you haven't listened to it, come back to this, rewind it, because really that is important about having the doctor title in industries, facing clients. It's not about the title, it's about the impact that you can make. Have you found this episode so far helpful for yourself? Well, maybe you can subscribe on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Podbean, or wherever you get our show. And also share this episode with your PhD bestie, because that would encourage us to help the underprivileged underrepresented and underserved early career scientists leaping into business. This would also ensure that you don't miss a future episode. Also, our subscription and listening numbers are key for finding the right sponsors for our show so that we can help you for free. And now, back to the show.
Just one addition. In the consultancy, you can imagine that it's a kind of playground. You can play in the sand. You can also be on a swing. There are so many different places. And I think for you, even with the doctor title, it's just a great place to bring yourself in.
Absolutely. I have joined Accenture also as a lateral hire, and I started in a corporate setting. I love my work there. I absolutely am grateful for the opportunities that I had, but it was a role that was fixed. And I did not have this freedom that I was used to have in science. And I learned that at Accenture, I would have had these opportunities. So yeah, a lot of more creative job crafting opportunities than anywhere else. I have already alluded to in the introduction that Pamela is actually working in a 4-day week. So how can you do this as a managing director? Because I haven't heard someone sharing about this so publicly. And you said that you want to mention that. So why do you do that? And I know the part of the answer, but I'm really curious how you want to share that with us.
Well, Ellie, as my father died like 5.5 years ago, I just recognized that there is more in life than just business. And therefore, I implemented for myself the Free Friday, where I said, okay, I want to take care of the loved ones. And that was at that time, of course, my mom, because she was a brand new widow. And I said, I want to be there. And then I started to support my father-in-law. Then he died as well. Nowadays, my Friday is a social Friday. Today is as well a Friday. I take care of kids in the children's home. And for me, it's just an important gift back to the community. We also have a foster child right now, just for a few weeks with us, a 16-year-old girl that we support right now on her next level as well on growing up. The social side is really important for me. It's something I have the feeling that it's not just about donating some money. It's really bringing yourself inside and try to make the world a bit better. Can I do it fully? No, of course not. But at least my little piece that I want to just position in this world to make the world a bit better. And be there for my mom, because she's now 74, and I want to spend as much as time with her to as long as she's now fit and she can travel and we can talk with each other, and I still learn from my mom, and I really love her.
I really do hope that your mom will also listen to this episode, because I can imagine that she will learn more about you, and I can provide a transcription for your mom so that she sees what a remarkable role model you have become for many people. I would also say men, but certainly for women, to sort of like understand we have options. We choose wisely, ideally based on our values of life, not the society's values or whoever it is, but according to what is important to you, to me, and whoever is at the junction of life should also think of what is lying ahead. And that leads me to the final question about, you are also engaged at FIDA. So what is FIDA?
FIDA is Frauen in den Aufsichtsräten. It's like women in supervisory boards. We do meet on a regular basis. We're aligned in the network. There is this women's network ongoing. There are also some men who support the FIDA activities. Great to meet women on different levels of their career path who are interested in having a seat as well in the supervisory boards in the future, or at least understand on what are you doing in a supervisory board, and what are the directions, what do I need to learn, what do I need to do. It's a great opportunity as well to care of the network and see what's in for the future.
I built my postdoc transformation as a digital business, and I chose ActiveCampaign to be the centerpiece of all my services like email course, podcast, newsletter, show notes, website, sales page, merch shop, forms, whatever it is, as needed. As a former IT strategy consultant, I have high requirements on my tech stack, and ActiveCampaign is a must-have recommendation. I use it daily. If you want to create your own digital business with various lead magnets and funnel options, DM or email me ActiveCampaign so I can share my experience and consult you. You can also use my affiliate links for perks launching your own digital business with Active. This episode has been so eye-opening for me because I know you, but I have learned a lot of things that make me understand even more why you are doing this. Curious to ask, do you have any advice for my audience, scientists even into business, also students fresh with a bachelor or master's degree? So is there anything that you want to share off the cuff?
I think the most important thing is that find your job that fulfills you. Don't really care about the title and the money you might earn. Find something that you really think it's the best for you and it's also fun, because you spend far too much time at work to be in a job where you probably earn some more money, but you forget really yourself. And therefore this is key. Stay as well curious and never stop learning, because embracing the lifelong learning is really important for you. Another important thing is choose the right life partner, in a proper way. What do I mean with that? You need to have somebody who supports your business decisions and your professional decisions, and as well be an equal partner at home. And especially to the women outside there, I still recognize that they have kind of men or partners with them who would support the career. Yeah, she can do that. But on the other side, what I see, they don't really support you on your household, like in all the activities that you need to do at home with your kids, and therefore choose the right one and prioritize your work-life balance, because you should know how to charge your batteries. And it could be yoga, it could be cooking, whatever. It's just find your personal way of charging your batteries. And I'm always scared as a coach when I hear my kids are filling my batteries. Find something for your own, which is just purely for yourself, you and yourself. That's my recommendation. Thanks a lot for listening.
Okay, drop mic. I'm speechless. I'm so happy to have you, and I'm so grateful for your time, Pam. I asked you spontaneously and you said yes. And then we even talked about this episode almost an hour. I should have recorded that session as well, because that was really also speaking to my heart. And this is just you. This is you.
Thanks so much, Ellie.
Do you want a transcript of our episode? And our episode sponsors answers to all 6 bold questions so that you can choose to apply. Do you want to nominate your potential employer of choice so that we can ask them our bold questions? For all of that, click on our links in our show notes and on our website, www.postdoctransformation.com. Remember to check your readiness to leap out of science and to enroll in our free email course, Career Transition Made Simple. Thanks for your attention. I'm Professor Dr. Eleonore Soei-Winkels, the host of your seasonal Postdoc Transformation show. Hey, you're still here? And you are a future HR or talent management leader? Well, I want to talk to you about a powerful tool that can transform the way organizations communicate internally. How about creating a podcast like this one? In today's fast-paced business world, effective communication is the cornerstone of success. So how can you engage your employees, convey your company's culture, and share knowledge in a dynamic, authentic, and accessible way? Well, to me, the answer lies in podcasting, obviously. So picture this, a podcast tailor-made for your organization, where you and your real employees and leaders share success stories and updates in a conversational, engaging format. It's like having your own radio show, but with a corporate twist, absolutely branded. Now, why should you consider this as a future HR and talent management professional? Well, podcasts are accessible. So your employees can tune in during their daily commute, while multitasking, off-screen or walking, and it's flexible and it can be easily repurposed in different formats and languages. You know what I'm talking about, right? So it actually humanizes your organization, and podcasts allow you to bring a company's culture to life. You can interview leaders, team members, and highlight what makes your workplace unique and connect with those team members who are far away or on parental leave when they are most receptive for your internal communication. And in the era of AI-generated communications, a podcast with your business leaders in real life is a real human way to reach your employees. You can inform your people every day, everywhere, on demand, and not just during the typical onboarding and promotion seasons. Lastly, it's a platform for continuous learning. Whether it's training materials, leadership insights, or industry trends, podcasts keep your team informed and inspired. So, as you prepare to step into the world of HR, talent management, and leadership, consider the impact you can make by introducing a corporate podcast. It's a game changer for internal communications and aligns perfectly with a modern work environment. So, are you ready to inform with a human touch? Create a podcast with me. I'm Eleonore Soei-Winkels, the host of the PostdocTransformation show. Do you need inspiration? Well, you can get a list of free 30 sample episode titles to be customized for your company. Just enter your email address on our company podcast form on PostdocTransformation.com. Postdoc Transformation. Ich spreche auch Deutsch und Pam war für mich eine ganz besondere Person, und diesen Dank möchte ich auch einer anderen besonderen Person erzählen, und zwar Helga. Helga ist die Mama von Pamela Maruschke, und sie hat gesagt, sie würde sich gerne diesen Podcast auch mal anhören, und damit wir es dann auch in einer Art machen, die vielleicht für sie auch ein bisschen greifbarer ist, weil es sprachlich einfach, ich kann leider nicht Schwäbisch, aber zumindest kann ich ein bisschen Deutsch sprechen, sodass ich wirklich sagen kann, deine Tochter ist eine ganz besondere Person, und ich habe es genossen, mit ihr zusammenzuarbeiten. Sie hat wirklich auf mich persönlich einen großen Einfluss gehabt, weil ich als jemand, die aus der Wissenschaft geprägt, dann im Corporate Setting, also in einem Unternehmen, dann Erfahrung gesammelt habe, aber dann ganz neu bei Accenture. Da habe ich Pam kennengelernt, und sie hat für mich in verschiedenen Situationen, das kann Pam dir gleich erzählen, einen Einfluss gehabt, sodass ich sagen kann, ich bin froh, dass ich Pam über den Weg gelaufen bin und dass sie sich an mich erinnert und heute in diesem Podcast mit mir ihre wertvollen Erfahrungen teilt, sodass die nächste Generation an Führungskräften, die nächste Generation an Frauen, die in der Wirtschaft erfolgreich sein wollen, die nächste Generation an Wissenschaftler, Wissenschaftlerinnen, die in irgendeiner Weise einen Einstieg in die Industrie, Wirtschaftsberatung, Unternehmensberatung und so weiter finden möchte, dass die an den Erfahrungen von Pam teilhaben.
Dankeschön.
Ja? Ja, ich denke, Mami wird sich freuen.